Hey up everybody, welcome to Monday morning, the day after the Wilmslow Half Marathon. I'm not going to talk about that race today. What I will be doing today is what I try to do every Monday, and that's to introduce myself, because the channel is growing so fast. There's so many people that are investing their time in following this channel and following this journey, and this is where I take the time out to thank each and every one of you. And for those of you that have just joined the channel, my name's Neil, and I started this channel last July to document me trying to be the best runner I can before age stops me improvement, because I'm 54 years old now, and before long, regardless of how I'm training or my commitment or dedication, none of it will make a difference, because age is going to win, and at some point the improvements are going to stop. But right now, as I proved yesterday at the half marathon, the improvements are still happening. So this is my journey. I'm documenting my journey on just showing what I'm doing and how I'm doing, and I'm going to bring you along. We'll have a look at all the good points and all the bad points. I'm not going to edit it to make it look all glossy. If we get some bad times, you're going to get to see them just as much as you are going to get to see all the good times. But here's where I really genuinely thank each and every one of you who subscribed, who are following this journey, because not only is your subscription making this channel grow, but it's actually helping me. It's giving me the motivation, it's giving me that urge to get out the door when the weather's bad, when it's windy and rainy. Knowing that I've got all you right on my shoulder watching me, that gives me that push. You're helping me. So thank you to each and every one of you. I'm trying to keep the sun from glaring here. And we're just coming to the end of the run, and I've just taken things super nice and easy. Let's have a look at the watch. 114 beats a minute average on the bottom right. 30 seconds remaining. So I've done today's run at a pace of, I don't know, and I genuinely don't care, because the whole reason for today's run was just recovery and just getting out for that little bit of a leg turn. Hiya mate, just to help stop the DOMs. Let's have a look. All finished. I'll just stop that. Right, 36 minutes, nice and easy done on the reverse taper. So before we go, let's have a quick look at the shoes. And today we had the Nike Vomero Plus, because after doing a hard marathon, there's not many shoes you want to put on your feet the day after, when the whole purpose of your run is just to get some of that nice, super easy, gentle recovery. And these are absolute fantastic shoes for your easy recovery, and sensible priced as well. They're a good value for money shoe. But that's it done. Tomorrow's another easy run. I think it's for a slightly longer time tomorrow, whole part of the reverse taper. So until tomorrow, I'll see thee. Hey up everybody, and welcome to Tuesday morning, day 2 of the reverse taper. And if you've not heard of a reverse taper before, it's just exactly what it says. Before a race, you taper down, you reduce your volume, you keep the intensity, then you get the race day. But the race day is, how can I say, quite taxing on the body. It needs quite a bit of recovery time after doing a race at absolute 110% effort. So what you don't want to do is just drop straight back into training. You need to bring yourself back in gradually and sensibly, and that'll also help with recovery and make sure that you're not doing any damage that's going to make you injured. So that's how that works. And today it's just another easy run. I think we're up to about 50 minutes now. It's a percentage of what I normally do, so I can't remember the exact percentage, but it's just keeping it nice and easy. We'll have a look at the watch. 112 heartbeats a minute, and the bottom right hand corner one at 107. That's my average heart rate so far, so you can see how easy and how gentle I'm running. Let's have a look at this. Well, that's the run done. It was 50 minutes or so, I can't remember the exact time. I'm just nice and easy, but I've enjoyed it. It's nice to have you with me. It's nice to have us chat, and it really helps the time fly. And I'm just hoping you enjoy coming along for the run with me, because that's why the camera's here. But usual deal, I've got work. I've got to get home and get cleaned up and ready, but before we go, let's just go through shoes. And today I had my Adidas Evo SLs in the silver colourway with my shoe socks, because shoe socks, if you haven't tried them, are fantastic. I've got a couple of shoe socks that I only just use for races, because they're just super top quality. On par, I'll say on par with the monkey socks, and that is putting them right up there, top tier. But that's me done for now. Until tomorrow, I'll see thee. Hey up everybody, welcome to Wednesday morning, and today we've actually got the first run that's back to normal, and that's 60 minutes nice and easy. And I get to run today in real wintry conditions. It is really cold, and we keep having these quite heavy hailstorms, but don't worry, I've got a hat on. This hailstone's actually stinging my legs. Oh, the joys, hey? Look at what we do for fun. I think I'm going to have to put this camera away. I don't think it's going to last very long with all this coming down. Look at this. That's stinging my legs. Let's have a look. There we go, 60 minutes easy. So that's the run finished. And yeah, the weather were a bit pants, but it can't always be screaming hot sunshine and singlets, can it? Even though now I've finished, that big ball in the skies is starting to show itself, which is getting to be a common theme. Every time I go for a run, it seems to be absolutely miserable weather, and then the moment I finish, the sun's out. But all good fun. So reverse taper's almost finished. Tomorrow is it's a reduced session. I think it's some more of the marathon pace stuff rather than just jumping straight back in and putting stresses and strains on my body, because even though it feels okay, you can guarantee I'm still doing some kind of recovery. You don't run a half marathon and just assume that everything's fine for you to pick up your training where you left off. That's how you get injured. But before I go, and it's right on cue, it's just going to start again, I'll show you my shoes. And today I had the Nike Romero Plus because I knew the weather was going to be absolutely rubbish today, and I weren't going to wear any of the nice brightly coloured or light coloured trainers today. But there we go. Hey man, no, I'm alright, thanks. It's alright, just one of the friends there, man, offered me a lift. But time to go, I've got to get to work. So until tomorrow's session, I'll see you. Hey up everybody, welcome to Thursday morning. And Thursdays are session days. And today I get my first, well, it's a mini session really, just gently reintroduce me into my normal routine. So normally on a Thursday it's 6 by 6 minutes at sub threshold, all off 90 seconds. But because this is on the reverse taper, today's just 3 by 10 minutes, just 30 minutes of work, but a reduced effort. We're going down to marathon pace, which VDOT said was about the 4:14 a kilometre. But because we're on the reverse taper, I'm not aiming for that really. Anywhere 4:15, 4:20, I'll be happy with that, because it's just turning over the legs and getting back into it. So I'll finish my warm-up. Let's take this coat off because it's getting warm. Let's go for a run. Okay, here we go. Satellite signal and arm heart rate band connected. Let's go have a run. First one done, and that felt nice and comfortable. What we on? Mid 150s on the heart rate, but that's the first time I've picked the pace up since the race, and it felt good, it felt comfortable. Number 2 done. I'm feeling nice and comfortable. It's nice to be striding out again. I am actually having to hold back a bit. I've got into a comfortable rhythm, and I keep glancing at my watch and my pace was creeping up. So that's got to be a good sign of recovery, that has. That's brilliant. Oh, my top battery went out then. Well, that went really well. I'm not sure what happened with the cameras at the end. You'll have just watched that, but I'll just do a brief explanation. This head camera made the beeping noise to tell me the battery run out, so I was fumbling in my running belt to get this camera out so I could record my watch doing the final splits, which I just about managed to do. It was pretty close, and shortly after that this head camera made another beeping noise to tell me it was turning off. So I think I might have actually recorded everything with the head camera, and if you've just seen a lot of weird stuff going on right at the end of that last interval, now you know why. But it went well. I was actually having to hold back. I'll put the splits on the screen. I did a 4:16 I think for the first one, a 4:13 for the second one, and the last one a 4:16, and it's just enjoying the reverse taper. It's just gently bringing the load back in, nice and sensibly, because I don't want to hurt myself by going straight back into a full training load so soon after a race. But it's going well, I'm feeling good. So let's talk shoes before I go. And these are my Fedian 5 Challengers, which I've been looking forward to wearing all week, with the matching monkey socks. And as usual, they've just been absolutely fantastic to run at a quicker pace. They are absolutely superb shoes, highly recommended, and super cheap. These cost me £78, but if you shop around, you can get them for a bit cheaper than that. But I've got to get going now. I've got a full day's work to do. So until tomorrow, 60 minutes easy, I'll see thee. We're nearly at the end of the very last run in the Wilmslow half marathon block, this being the last reverse taper run. After today, everything's back to normal, so I'm having to plan ahead now. I've got some races booked, the April, May and June, that's the Hereford 5k series, and then July we're going back up to Wilmslow. We're going to do the Wilmslow Summer 10k, and that's where this channel began. The very first episode I did was a sub 40 attempt up there, so I'm going to have to ask you for help now, because I'm going to have to think of a title for this next series, and I'd like something catchy, and I don't want something cheesy like what everybody else does, like Summer of Speed or whatever, things like that. And as soon as we get a title, then I can start building a nice intro and an outro to my videos, and try and find some nice music that's as catchy and an earworm as that Ready Steady Go. But we'll get this run finished now, and then I'll show you the stats. Finished, there we go. And that's the final run done. Time to get home, cleaned up, out to work. But I've got to be back from work as quick as I can, because I've got to pack my overnight bag. We're going over to Sutton Coldfield. We've got a hotel to stop in tonight, save an early morning travel. But before we go, I have to show you the shoes. And today I wore my Adidas Evo SLs in the black colourway, because it was raining when I went out. Look at the dirt on the toes there. Not the weather to be wearing some light coloured shoes. But Wilmslow block done, feeling great, feeling on top form. Until tomorrow, I'll see thee.
Oh my god, look at this. Go over to the other side of it, sweet.
How are we going to get around
that side? And go as slow as you can.
Big holes are not very good for a little car. Hey up everybody, and welcome to Saturday. And that can mean only one thing. No, it's not a park run. It's the Midland 12-stage relays at Sutton Park. So we just parked up. It's really busy. I've got about 3 hours before I go for my race. So I'm going to have my Beet It now, and I'm treating myself to some of the expensive posh stuff, because this is a serious race. So I'll get these down me, and then I'll meet you over by the tent somewhere. See you in a bit.
Unity! Go, Brian!
Well, that's the race started, so it's going to be about 2 hours 20 before I'm out on course. So I'm going to head down now, put my bibs on the vest, get some last minute fuel in. I'll be having some bicarb in about 20 minutes, and then it's game time. So let's get on with this. Oh, look at this now as it's getting near my race time. Hailstones. These weather gods hate me.
Oh, hey, you're how you doing?
All right, mate. Caught you.
How are we doing?
I'm doing great, mate. You looking forward to it? Let me just turn this on.
Closing stages of leg 2 in the women's relay.
Hey, mate.
How you doing, mate?
How you doing? You good?
Yeah, great.
I'm off in a minute.
I know. I just come say hello before you dash off.
I'm just trying to. I'm taking over from our coach, and I haven't seen it. Well, do you know what the actual time is? No one in the pen has got the actual time. Is it about 45:50? Okay, yeah, that's probably about right. So 2:23 minutes or something like that. I think I'd be happy with about 23 today, 22.
Yeah.
I'm not in 5k shape, so I've done a recce of the course. Have you?
I haven't. I'm remembering a lot of it from last year. But
You've done it before?
There's a little bit extra in. There's a little turnaround bit.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So,
well, I was about to tell you it's dead flat. It's really easy.
yeah. And whatever there's no headwind on that top straight at the end.
No headwind at all. There's no muddy section down the bottom either.
No. And when you start, mate, it's that way.
You watch me go straight through the toilet.
Right, I've got to get ready, mate.
Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you both.
Best of luck.
Cheers. See you in a bit.
West in
What leg are you on, Neil? 8. Right.
Swindon, around about 14 seconds. So still all to play for.
Come on, Neil! Keep pushing!
And here come Brat completing their leg.
Oh, tough. The headwind on the top edge, and it's all uphill. Absolutely brutal. That was very hard with a cap and left. I'm going to have a drink. I'll chat in a bit. Well, that's my little race done. Leg 8, and that was brutal. I'm feeling absolutely battered now. There's a section where it's a really long straight uphill section, and it's against a really strong headwind, and it absolutely knocked the stuffing out of me. But absolutely loved it. Can't wait to see how the team gets on. Club's doing really well. I think the ladies have already won. The last I knew, the men's A team, they was in the lead, but there's still everything to play for with there, because there's some strong runners, some other clubs to run yet. So I'm going to get a quick bite to eat and get straight back to it. I'll see you in a minute.